Hello, this is Malorian, and since I'm frickin' freezing because the furnace broke down and I live in Canada, I might as well do this report right now. So this will be a 1800 point game of my vampire counts up against some Warriors of Chaos. Alright, so a guy posted up that he wanted to get a game in. He's trying to get some practice for the tournament coming up and, the weekend after next. And I said, hey, yeah, I'll go and I'll have a game. I'm not going to go and use my tournament list for a practice. It's not something I normally do. I have enough experience with Orc and Goblins that I don't really need to. And I mean, one of the things I can always sneakily use these things for is kind of see what other people's lists will be in the tournament. But yeah, some little sneakiness inside aside, what I decided to do is bring out my vampire counts because it's a brand new year. And one of the things I always feel is that if I don't use an army over the course of a year, I might as well get rid of it. So I don't want to lose my vampire counts, so I better use them. So anyway, here we go, and what I'm going to be having in my side is a level 4 Vampire Lord. It's going to be having, heavy armor, enchanted shield, and then for its actual abilities, it has the always strikes first, and I also take the potion of strength. So it lets me have 8 attacks, and then one time I can also be strength 8 as well. Sometimes that's not enough defense, but the big thing here is that this is already 446 points, which is only 4 points off of the, the 25% maximum anyway. For heroes, I'm just taking a hero level Wraith. Then for my core, it's filled out with 44 ghouls, and I have a Ghast in there. Then I'm also going to be having 6 of the Black Knights with a banner, a Corpse Cart with no upgrades. I have the Grave Guard with a banner and a champ, 5 Wraiths, and 2 Spirit Hosts. So, for the most part, pretty elite, not many units down there, and it also really goes with the whole shtick of ethereal. And so I was really worried that I might face demons or something like that, and wouldn't you know it, here I am up against Warriors of Chaos with their new Skull Crushers with their magical attacks. So I'm going to have to be very careful about that, and of course they always have their cool combat characters that usually have a magical weapon as well. You might remember this army. I played them a few battles ago. He's made a few changes, basically dropping out a couple of his Skull Crushers to get in the Hell Cannon. But what he has right here to go over it is he has his Hell Cannon, then the next unit is a big unit of Marauders with shields, and they have the Market Zinch. In that unit is a level 4 with a bunch of stuff. The only thing I really know for sure is that he has the Dispel Scroll. Then he has a big unit of the Chaos Warriors with the Mark of Khorne, and they have Halberds, and I'm not sure what command they have in there, but I do know that there's a BSB in there. Then he has a big block of the Marauders who have, great weapons, Mark of Khorne, all that great stuff. And then the 4 Skull Crushers on the far right. So one thing when I was setting up for this battle that was refreshing to be able to do again is really be able to see what his deployment was. So, throwing down the Spirit Host first to kind of see where he's going to place things, and then kind of go from there. And so, looking at how this is matching up, I'm really hoping I can tie up the Hell Cannon either with my Black Knights or with that one hero Wraith, and then with my Wraith unit, hoping to go up there and just slaughter one of those units up there. I do have to be very careful with that as BSB because I think he does have a magical weapon, but the main thing as well too is to keep it away from the Skull Crushers. In order to keep them out of the fight, I'm just going to use my Spirit Hosts as throwaway units just to have them die. He'll be forced to overrun and lose another turn as he reforms. And hopefully I can get the job done before they get to my main line. So after tying our rolls 3 times in a row, he finally won first turn, and for the most part he's just moving up. He actually didn't move up the Skull Crushers as far as he could, but yeah, they did kind of wheel around a little bit. I think they just want to be ready to protect in case I just zoomed up to block one of his units that then he could counter. But the main thing here is that his magic phase, nothing really happened right there. Whole game he was rolling fairly low for his number of power dice, but the Hell Cannon did land in my ghouls and killed 10 or something like that. My turn 1, and I'm moving up kind of cautiously as well. I measured out the distances between us probably 3 times just to be safe, because I'm really worried that he is going to get that charge off with his warriors into my wraiths and then overrun into my grave guard and basically slaughter everything over there before I have a chance to kind of turn around and try and save them. You can't really see it in the picture, but I have the one spirit host on the right that has basically moved up into the woods over there. So I'm hoping he might fail some dangerous terrain running into there, and then of course he's going to be overrunning away from the battle. And then otherwise I rolled pretty good for magic dice, but he was able to shut everything down. His turn 2 then, it's not in the picture, but the Skull Crushers basically just went and wheeled around the forest. I guess he was worried about the dangerous terrain tests, so he kind of just went around this turn and didn't really charge in. Otherwise, he didn't really do very much. Again, I think he sees that he's kind of winning this battle of attrition so far. I mean, he has the gate, he has flickering fire, he has his hell cannon, and he has his skull crushers that eventually will be able to go around the flank. So there's no need to push up. So he kind of went just as far as the woods, and that's it. In his magic phase, he was able to get a couple of spells off onto my knights. I was mainly letting them go through so I could stop 13th at the end. But I'm now down to 3 knights, which is less than I wanted, and now they can't really do what I wanted them to do. I wanted them to be at least 5 in order to take on that hell cannon and at least hold it up. And then as well, I get hit with that hell cannon again, and it takes off another massive chunk of ghouls. And so now I'm just really getting worried about this center, because they're my main combat block, and they're, half dead. My turn 2 then, and what I try doing is both my wraiths and my spirit host try charging into the right marauder unit. Unfortunately, one needed a 7, the other one needed a 6, and I failed both. So now I'm just kind of way out from where I wanted to be, and I was really worried then, of course, with him then countering me. So what I decided to do then is the hero wraith ran out of the unit, and it's in front of the Khorne warriors there to redirect them. My grave guard are there ready to flank, and then I reformed my ghouls so that they're actually effective. Then my knights went through the building so they can either threaten either his cannon or the flank of his unit, and I tried doing the healing spell, but he used his scroll to stop it, and then that's pretty much it for this turn. And here's just a quick little picture of this. This is actually something I've really theory hammered about before, but I never actually tried. The whole idea of the whole Wraith character, and I really think this is a really effective use of points where, sure, you can take cheaper ethereal units, say like the Spirit Host or something like that, but just the fact that this guy has so many different uses. I mean, it can either be in my unit, so it can take challenges if somebody doesn't have a magic weapon. Of course, it's safe inside my unit until I need it. It can be going up to tie. I mean, it's just, I really like this this ability to have this here. Even the fact that you deploy it last can really help, as opposed to the Spirit Host just for the whole deployment battle. And over here too, just like I said, my Spirit Host is here just to redirect. I actually probably described it a little bit wrong, where he didn't just go around the forest just to go around the forest. He's also still threatening the inside, so I just had to make sure to move far enough up that he couldn't wheel past me. And of course, just going after this big weakness of the unit that they have to overrun. So, his turn 3, the Blood Crushers go into the one unit there, and that Spirit Host is gone, and he overran a little bit. He also tried charging into the Spirit Host with his Marauders there, the Great Weapon ones, and just wanting to destroy me with combat res, but he actually failed the charge. It was a pretty short one, but yeah, he just rolled like garbage. Otherwise, he just really has his left Marauders reforming, just to try and keep me out of the flank, even though it didn't really work. His Hell Cannon scattered off, and then with his magic, I think he killed a few more ghouls as well with his magic. So, yeah, again, I'm just feeling that I really need to get in there, but I feel really lucky that those Marauders failed, so I can have a second chance to go in there and get them. Alright, so my turn 3, and this was kind of an eventful one. Now, I mean, what was something I should say already kind of before this is the fact that, I would much appreciate it if he was a little bit of a weaker player and fall for these things, so I could have flanked his warriors, but, he's not going to fall for it. But if they're going to stay in this place, I'm happy with that. But what really happened is that I had my Wraiths and my Spirit Host go into his Marauders on the one side. And, of course, I go in there, kill a bunch, he's steadfast, but turned out that he was just a couple of millimeters out from his general, and with the re-roll he failed and I ran him down. So that was great for points. However, on the left side, I really tried gunning for it to try and get the left marauders out too. So what I did is I charged in the ghouls and the corpse cart into the front and the knights into the flank, and the hope was that then I could do my healing spell and really mess them up and then kind of, well, be all over them. I really didn't expect the marauders on the right to fold so quickly. The problem is that the ghouls failed. I think I needed an 8 with them, so it's not like it was within a good chance anyway. But the knights go into the flank. I thought, okay, that might work okay. But then the corpse cart goes into the front. I rolled like in a 10 or 11, whatever I needed for that one to go in. And then just rolled 1 for impact hits, did totally crappy. He did well against me, and I crumbled. So all of a sudden, I've lost my corpse cart and my knights. And, you know, this game just keeps on being interesting. Alright, so his turn 4, and it wasn't really too eventful. Mainly his skull crushers turning around, his blocks moving back. I had gotten Curse of Years off on the warrior's last turn, which killed 5, so he made sure to dispel that, and after that his magic phase didn't really do anything, and then his health cannon scattered, and that was it. My turn 4 then, and I mean, I really still felt that I needed something to happen to try and get this stuff going, and so what I did is I just kind of charged in the ghouls here, because I thought, well, it's a long charge, but whatever, I just need to get up there and start making this work, and I got the charge. I think I needed a 9 or something, I can't remember what it is, but I got it. I actually, after I took this picture, I actually slid them more to the right so that the hell cannon couldn't get into combat, but yeah, if my Vampire Lord, who's super killy, can manage to kill his level 4, I'll be in a much, much better spot, obviously. Alright, so at the end of my turn of 4, it looks like this. My Wraiths just turn around to look at the one unit. The Hero Wraith moved over to redirect the other way because redirecting them into the flank of my ghouls would be stupid. Graveguard are there then set up to counter them when they overrun, and the Spirit Host there kind of just moved over just to again be redirecting his Skull Crushers. In the main combat there, I really thought, I mean, killing him in one combat I thought was going to be difficult, but the real problem here is that in the magic phase I went to go and raise guys up because I needed more guys, and I got with Irresistible Force. Got some guys, took a wound, but you know, that wasn't too bad. At least I got more guys. In the combat, you know, I did fairly well for all my attacks going on him, but he just made all of his wards. It worked out that between the 5+ normally he had, plus with the mark, he had a 4+ ward save, and I did 0 wounds to him. I couldn't believe it. Then he did this Breath of Corruption back to me, which did another wound. So now my Vampire Lord's down to 1 wound left, so I mean I could easily die and then the whole game is lost. And then in the main combat, it was kind of you know, a little bit of damage back and forth, and in the end I just crumbled by 1 because he had a musician. Alright, so his turn 5, and he decided to make some moves. Starting from the left side, his Hell Cannon marches up and around so it can threaten the flank of my ghouls. However, in the combat, I go and I do 2 wounds to him. Luckily, he doesn't kill my Lord back. My ghouls go crazy. I win combat. He breaks, and I run him down. So that's fantastic. Plus, also rolled a 6 so that I healed a wound. So that's, you know, great to have all those points off, and just what a huge swing. He decided to go after the one Wraith there, the hero one, and so of course killed it and overran. But the big thing I learned here is he actually doesn't have a magic weapon. You know, he couldn't attack me because he didn't have a weapon. I did the one special attack back so that he didn't get an armor save, and it went through. I was able to hit him. And so, yeah, I mean, man, knowing that now, I could have been so much more aggressive. But whatever, he is where he is now, and I got a... Well, unfortunately, the Grave Guard would be a front charge, but of course I have the Wraiths that can go into the rear, and then he has his Skull Crushers, which are still trying to get around me and into the fight with something that's worth more points. So my turn 5, like I said, the Grave Guard were in the front, so I did not want to go in, so I send the Wraiths into the rear, and they kill a whole bunch. He loses, but he holds. And then I just have that one Spirit Host moving up to redirect his Skull Crushers. And one of the things that was kind of unfortunate on the left side was that I realized I kind of have to fight this Hell Cannon, but I mean, given that I have all these ghouls and stuff, I should be alright. Go cast the spell to heal, get it with Irresistible Force, which turns out to be the Dimensional Cascade, so I raise up about 5, kill like 10 back. Luckily my level 4 isn't pulled back into the warp, but yeah, I definitely want to have more people going into that fight. So his turn last turn, he has his Hell Cannon going after me here, and between all the stuff he does, he's able to kill off my unit exactly and leave just my Vampire Lord. So this is very scary. I mean, and now of course all of its attacks will be on me, plus the Thunder Stomp, and yeah, my my Vampire Lord hopefully won't die, or else again there'll be a big swing of points again. And end of his turn, it looks like this. His Skull Crushers kill that other Spirit Host. I kill off more of the warriors, but he has enough to stay steadfast, so he's still there. And we've already gone over my poor little Vampire Lord that's all by her lonesome. But luckily on my turn, everything works out. I decide to send in the Grave Guard. You know, he kills some of my guys, but in the end, I wipe out all the warriors. It's only the BSB. He breaks, and I run him down. And in the Hell Cannon Vampire Lord fight, it was just a whole bunch of nothing. I mean, I have 8 attacks where pretty much everything hits, and then I just can't roll a 5 to save my life. This is now over 16 attacks. I've done no even like 2 wounds on him. Or no, I did a couple this time, but he saved it. But the big thing was just his going back. He did nothing to me. Even for his Thunder Stomp, he rolled only 1 Thunder Stomp, failed to wound. His regular attacks all failed to wound. So yeah, my Vampire Lord survives, and the outcome of this one is pretty obvious. So, victory to the Vampire counts, and I gotta say, I mean, one of the things that's kind of kept me from running this army is, you know, when the new book came out, I didn't want to go and have to dedicate all the resources to bring it up to speed, but really this worked out just kind of fine using the models I had. I mean, I had enough ghouls for the Horde to take up the core, and, you know, I mean, I don't know how effective that little block of Grave Guard is, but of course, whenever you have your whole ethereal tricks going on, as long as they're working, you're going to be doing okay. So one of the things I was even thinking about is maybe I should be using this army for the tournament coming up, just to do something different. But we'll see. I don't know. It's one of those things where it'd be fun to go in and do that, but of course, if I just get unlucky and I face some demon players or some magic weapons or wood elves, I'm just screwed. It's just one of those things where you can't really do this trick in a tournament, because even though in a one-off you have a good chance of not facing it, when you have a 3 or 5 game tournament, the odds are obviously a lot greater. But either way, I had a lot of fun. My opponent had a lot of fun, even though, you know, he had some bad luck there with his units breaking and stuff like that. But hey, you know, that's the way it goes, and maybe he'll crush me next time. So thanks for watching. Bye.